Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Najwa. I'm really happy you're here. If you're new here, please hit the like and subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post a video. Guys, on this channel, I am showing you how to self-market, how to promote your business or your project all by yourself using the same tools that I use when I work with big Fortune 500 companies, really big international brands. They're using these tools, they're using these softwares, they're using these creative advertising principles and techniques, they're using these marketing, this digital strategy. So I am giving it to you, but if at any moment it's just too much for you and you want me to do it for you, shoot me an email and we can schedule a one-on-one. My email is down below. So today I'm going to be showing you guys the power and the magic of using the content aware fill. Now for any designer, this is sort of absolutely essential to what you're doing. Now, we did a recent video where we talked about Photoshop's generative fill, and that right there is something that is new. Even with AI, you're still gonna need some of those tools and the knowledge and the skill set to just kind of workshop stuff so it gets to its most pristine outcome, its most pristine look. So we have a photo here of a mountain biker, of a guy off-road biking. It looks super duper cool, super duper naturey. But what if we've got, say for instance, a format of an ad or a format of a post that is actually vertical instead of horizontal, and we want to make this photo be vertical or long. We want it to be the long aspect ratio. So what we're gonna do is, usually when I come in here, I like to go ahead and just, like I say all the time, select the bottom layer and just do a Command J. Okay, so now we've got a copy of that layer just in case anything should happen. Okay, so we've got our guy. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna go to image. I'm gonna go to canvas size, and it's right now at 1545 by 996. Let's just go ahead and take the height up to, I don't know, let's say 2200. I got that 2200. Okay, and it's actually going to just kind of convert it all around, but if you ever wanted to add some space up to the top or to the bottom, you could also do that. So I'm going to click OK. And if I Command 0 just to look at it all together, we're looking pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here on this layer. I'm going to take the marquee tool and I'm going to select right above it, right? Okay, just to the edge of the image. You can get a little bit of the image in there if you want. And then I'm going to go and select, I'm going to go and select the bottom of it here. Okay, while holding Shift, and that'll select them both at the same time. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go here and I just do Command 0 to sort of always put the image at the actual, to fill the screen. You could just do Command 0 to get that going. So I'm gonna go up here to edit and I'm going to go to content aware fill. Okay, and so what's happening here is, it's actually going to select the area around our guy, and you can see a little preview coming up here. Okay, so let's click OK, and there we have it. It's actually created something pretty close to what would be our final outcome. We are going to have to workshop this a little bit. So I'm going to deselect, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these layers together. That's what I like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and merge these. And then I'm going to go and I'm just going to try to make first this dirt look a little bit more realistic. So I'm going to zoom in, Command plus here. And what I like to do is I like to use the clone tool, because the clone tool is a tool in which it'll basically recreate the pixels for you. And you don't have to worry about if it's gonna look weird or fuzzy or anything like this. And I'm gonna just kind of turn the hardness up to, let's say 84%, something like that. Let me just bring my brush down a little bit. I'm gonna go here and click Option, okay? And as you can see here, I can literally just select the area that I kind of want to repeat and just flow on through. Okay, so I'm just gonna clone stamp this baby out. And right now, it's not really the time for detail. We just wanna basically make something similar to what your final outcome is going to be. And in this case, I kind of want to create a little root here because it seems there's almost kind of a dirt root that is coming to life through this area. So I'm going to create a little dirt root here. And as you can see there, some of the pixels are already starting to kind of, sort of, how do we want to say, they're sort of starting to get repetitive. You know, you can see that texture throughout there that's looking a bit repetitive, and we can come back and clean that up as well. So now what I'm going to do is, a key to this is really that you want to use as much of the pixels that kind of is already there as possible. And you can see it repeated a lot of this kind of branch and log that was there. I kind of want to make most of this just look like dirt. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I see some stuff over here that I feel like it kind of blend in quite well here. So I feel like the places where there's already dirt, we're pretty much good. But the place where the log repeats a billion times, we kind of don't want that. So let's just kind of get those logs out of there. Okay. You see, that's already starting to look a bit more natural, right? See, even here, we've got something that kind of looks like a tree branch. Okay. I actually think we might be better off taking this texture here. Yeah, that's actually looking much better. Because I would imagine here, it kind of, it's almost like a cliff that falls off a bit. Okay, so now that we've got a substantial amount of this texture, I'm just going to kind of do this, weave it on through, and we just get a general sort of look and feel here, and we can go in later and make this look a bit more natural. But you kind of already start to see it looking a bit more natural, right? Okay, so we can leave a bit of these leaves and branches in here like that. There's something about that that I actually kind of like, and it looks quite natural. We should be very, very thankful and lucky that this is a texture that is very organic. When you have these organic type textures, you can get away with a lot more. And I know you guys might say, oh, well, that doesn't look perfect. Well, honestly, when you're working on things with digital advertising and marketing, the average consumer is really not saying, hey, that leaf is not perfect. It just doesn't happen. So our goal here is really not to have it be every single thing looks absolutely the way it does in real life. No, it's more really to just convey that idea, the illusion of nature, you know. So art and nature combined to create something in between. That is what design is. That is what advertising is. And most of the time it works out quite well. So as you see, we're going in here more, and I'm going to show you a little trick towards the end. Let's make this one kind of dark. We'll make this one over here kind of light. Okay. Now, the place where I am kind of falling off, and you can see there already, it's looking much better. The place where I'm kind of falling off a little bit is here. You know, here it almost sort of made what looks like a tree and a dirt combined. It looks like a reflection, and it's not really perfect. I'm gonna see what I can do about that, but first I'm gonna address this up here. So something that I like to do is a little bit of a cheat, but I'm gonna go here in the photo, okay? And I'm just gonna be on this layer. I'm gonna do a Command J, okay? And I'm gonna float this up. And let's just see what it gives us. It's definitely not going to be perfect at all, but it'll be easier for us to blend this together than what was there before. So I'm just going to go ahead and merge these two layers. And not everybody works in Photoshop the same way. Someone might do this a little bit different than I do, but this is just the way that I do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take these trees and go back to my clone tool. I'm gonna make the size of my brush a bit bigger. It's too big. That's perfect. And I'm gonna go here. And I wanna align these lines a little bit better. They should align almost ever so perfectly. Okay? And you just go throughout. Okay, that's looking much better, right? In place. I'm gonna go here, fill this in. Okay, that is not perfect. That's not looking so great. So I'm gonna make my brush a little bit smaller. Okay. All right, just click anywhere. So I'm gonna alt here. I feel like right up here is good. It's kind of the same. Okay. All right, so that's a bit better. We've got rid of that line. So now that we've gotten rid of the line though, there is still the issue that it's just not absolutely perfect here. So I'm gonna do the patch tool. I'm gonna go ahead and select this here. Okay, and I'm gonna pull from down here. The patch tool will go ahead and recreate some of those pixels, and it's looking good. That's looking pretty good. Let's see if we can go here. Let's go back to the stamp tool. I wanna have the edge of this tree going a little bit cleaner. Okay, that's a little bit cleaner. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take the patch tool. I'm gonna select this. See if I can just grab it from down here. That's looking good, but I'm gonna do a Command Z because it got too dark over here. The way that I like to avoid doing that is going right on back to our clone stamp tool and doing what we did with the first tree. So let's actually make this line area cleaner and just drag it down. Okay, and drag it. Make sure those lines are they're aligned. Drag it on down. Okay, and it's not perfect, but for the sakes of this, it's good. I'm gonna maybe just do the same thing over here so that we don't get caught up in that line later and it doesn't give us a little hiccup here. So I'll put the tree in there and we are good. So now I am gonna go back to the patch tool, select this, and I'm gonna try and recreate it from here. And you see there's looking pretty good. And if we zoom out, it's starting to look much, much more realistic, yeah? So we're gonna go back in again. And you see over here, this is looking pretty funky. So I'm gonna do that same thing I did before. Gonna take the clone tool, select here, option, select, and we're gonna pull up there. Okay. Let's do there. Yep, that's looking much better. Okay, and then we have the same thing going on here. Actually here, we might have to get a little creative. Let's select from, let's line this up as best we can. Yeah? That's not looking bad. That's not looking bad at all. Okay, so again, you see those kind of things repeating. Let's go ahead and do it here. We'll clean up that stuff later. Clean this up here. Okay, we'll clean that up later. As far as this one's going to be tricky because we don't have much to recreate with, but we can do that. We can sort of do this here, and we can just pull it down again, and we'll get that kind of repetitive thing going on, but we can clean that up later. Okay, so that right there is already looking pretty good. Even though you have some kind of inconsistencies here, you can go back in and make that look a lot more realistic by just doing what I just did, using the stamp tool, using the clone tool to affect that so it looks a little bit better. And then we could even, if we wanted to, and again, the same thing here, we can go in with this texture using those same techniques of using the stamp tool and the patch tool, the clone tool and the patch tool to sort of make those pixels look less repetitive and more organic, right? If we wanted to, we can take our marquee and we can select this bottom here. And we could do something totally different with it. I actually kind of like this area over here that we created earlier. So let me select a little bit less. Sorry. I'm going to do select, but I'm holding down the option button to kind of take out a little bit less than what I had before. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so just before we wrap up here, let's see if we can do a generative fill of a little kind of creek, maybe. So we're going to go to here. We're going to put in creek. And let's just see what we get. And there you have it. That looks pretty good, guys. What do you think? What do you think? I think that looks really, really good. And you could also go in and flip through and see what else they've got for you. They've got this one here. But that's looking pretty good to me. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. And if it's all looking too complicated for you, I can do it for you. So you can just shoot me an email. We can schedule a one-on-one to talk about your marketing goals. Again, if you're new here, hit the like and subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.